Hello, I'm going to do the Capricorn daily energy reading, and this may or may not resonate with you. If it does, take what does. If it does not, leave what does not, as that may be meant for someone else. All right, what's going on with Capricorn? What messages do we have for Capricorn? Page of Cups. This is the Green Witch Tarot. I love this Page of Cups because she has a blank canvas here, but she's surrounded by all of this beauty and all of these opportunities to paint something. But I feel like she has to look within herself. What is she feeling? Because she's holding that cup so tightly. What is her emotions? What is her feelings? Like there's a lot going on around her, but she has this blank canvas, but she's trying to figure out what do I want to put on this blank canvas? What is important to me? Perfect. We have number 9, the Holly King, which is the Hermit. And that's exactly what I was saying is, what is important to you? We have the Holly King here, and he is walking away from the home. There's somebody waiting in the home here, but he is going on this journey by himself in the cold. So I feel like it's painting that canvas, but what's important to you? What does your self want to put on that canvas? And I feel like what is that direction? I feel like you're struggling with, where do I go from here? I want more out of life. I want more fulfillment. I want to paint this beautiful picture, and I'm not really sure what to do, even though I'm surrounded by all of this beauty. And I have all of these things going around me. I do feel that you have a lot of emotions going on and a lot of feelings, especially with her holding this cup close to you. And with the Holly King there, I feel like maybe you want to have your own space. You want to spend some time by yourself. That maybe you need to walk away. Sometimes when we have something that's that security, right? That we feel safe. It's almost like we're not challenging ourselves. We're not pushing ourselves. We're not motivating ourselves to go outside of our comfort zone. We're feeling safe in an area, but it's like we have this longing inside for something more. But we're getting used to something that makes us feel safe, which is a good thing. I'm not saying that it's a bad thing, but almost like we get too complacent and we're not really fulfilling ourselves. We're not fulfilling our needs. We're not going after things. We're not exploring new things, trying something new. 7 of Pentacles is, I feel like maybe you are waiting for something to happen, but I feel like what you need to realize is that you're the one that needs to make things happen, and that there may be something that makes you secure that you may need to walk away from. Because you're becoming too complacent. If that makes sense. Yeah, you're just not interested in what is making you secure. We have the 7 of Swords, and he is the hunter, and he's coming home from the hunt, and he was successful, but he's being distracted by this skunk, and she's standing there in the doorway, and she's like, where were you? What took you so long? But he's not even being like excited to see her, you know? He's like is distracted by other things. It's like, okay, like you've been gone for a long time, and you know, this person's like, you've been gone for a long time, and you know, where have you been and what have you been doing? But yet you're not happy to see me. I just feel like you are not happy with what has always been happy for you, or you're not feeling this sense of adventure. You're not feeling this sense of fulfillment. That you're questioning it. That you're just. It's like the 4 of the Four of Cups, you know, where there's the person is sitting underneath a tree and they're just like, oh, I'm just feeling blah, I'm just not interested, I'm just not feeling that spark, I'm not feeling motivated, I'm not feeling excited about things, I feel like I'm just going through the routines. Like you're looking for some sort of distraction. I feel like there is this longing for success, that there is this feeling of that you want to rise above the situation, but you're just not sure how to do it. We have the Four of Pentacles, and is that, no, that was the Four of Cups. The Four of Pentacles, he's in, this is like keeping to yourself, and he's in his house and he's rearranging his pentacles. As you can see that there's the marks on the walls where they were, so he moved them over here, but there's someone at the door, but he's like not interested in it, in that person. I just feel like you're not interested. I feel like you're struggling within and you're trying to find that fulfillment for yourself, that emotional fulfillment for yourself, and I feel like that's been lacking. I feel like that's what you've been looking for, that you want to try something new. Page of Pentacles, young energy, as we can see the young boy here, and he's trying all of these experiments, and he's got his best friend, you know, his little dog by his side, and there's all of these scraps and everything around it, and he's like trying all of these things, trying to make things happen, right? Trying to make something come to light. And I feel like that's what you're struggling with. I feel like you have those days where you're up and you're down, you're kind of closing off to yourself, that, and you're, you know, one day you're feeling motivated, the next day that you're not. But I feel overall you're like, I know I want to do something. I know I want to paint this picture on this canvas, but I'm not sure what it is that I want to do. But I do feel like this Holly King here is a big, I feel like that's an important card, because you have to look within, but sometimes you have to walk away, right? You kind of have to close yourself off, and you kind of have to go to that place where you feel you can recharge, where you can clear your mind, kind of that quiet place. Sometimes we get so caught up in the energy as I want to do something, I want to make things happen, I want this to happen, or I want that to happen, or we get so caught up in that is that we're pushing so hard for something, is that we can't find the answer, because, you know, it's like writer's block, you know, when you have that writer's block where you're like, sometimes you're really, something will inspire you and you can write all of these things, and then sometimes it's just like, I can't think of a thing, I just feel lost, I'm not sure what direction I want to go in. And I feel like that's the energy that's going on here, is that you're not really sure what to do, even though you're surrounded by all of this beauty and all of these things, but you're still feeling emotional inside as, what do I do, where do I go from here? All right, what can you do to improve? Okay, what are the things that you can do to improve? Oh, look at this. I love it. Look at that, improving. Ace of Wands. Ace of Wands, actions, okay? Ace of Wands, new actions, new beginnings. The Siddhi, number 14, and that is the Temperance, being patient, right? But I feel like it's going to come to you. I feel like maybe you need to focus on something else right now and kind of walk away from it, or, you know, find that space or that time where you can be by yourself and kind of sort through your feelings. But I also feel like it's kind of getting back into something that you enjoy, something that you like to do, focusing yourself on work, focusing on something else. But I almost feel like it's just going to come to you. Nine of Swords, not worrying about the fact that I feel like you're trying to push for something and you're trying to get answers about something and you're worrying about it, but worrying about it is only stopping the process from happening. You know what I mean? Sometimes it's like, you know, like if we have something coming up and we're worrying about it so much, like it's not helping the situation, it's hurting the situation, it's making the situation more difficult. And I feel like that's what you need to make sure that you don't worry about that things, that everything's going to be okay. I just feel like when the time is right, that it's going to show itself. We have number 5, the High Priest, and that is the Hierophant. And I feel like it's looking within, having that faith, kind of This also can represent somebody that you trust, somebody that you feel has a non-biased opinion about things, somebody that you feel can calm you. I feel like we all have that person that has that steady, kind of that point of view where they're non-biased, and it's like they'll tell you how it is. You know, that person that will tell you how it is. Like, they're not going to sugarcoat things. Like, they're just somebody who's very down to earth. And you know, that person who says, you know what, it's going to be okay, that you don't need to worry about it, that it's always worked out in the past, that you've always gotten through things in the past, you've always look at all of these things that you've accomplished in the past, that you've got through things before, you found your way before, to not worry about it, right? To not be in this Nine of Swords energy, because it's only making it harder for you. And I feel like it could be that person or that faith or that belief that gives you that grounding energy, that's like, okay, let me get back on track. This person that gets you back on track. And we have Page of Wands. Are there boundaries that you need to set around certain people that are around you, that, you know, maybe it's like, for now I just need my own space and I need to keep my distance between these people? Or is it because he has this this line that he's drawing here that is keeping the donkey out, and it's like, okay, this is my safe zone, and then that's where you need to stay. So I feel like it might be setting those boundaries for certain people or situations. The Wild Hunt, which is the tower, which the sun is trying to burst through this tower, right? It's trying to come through, but these walls have to be torn down first. There's something that you have to look at. There's something that you have to change. There's something, I feel this longing for something. I almost feel like you're waiting for someone else or something else to make it happen, but I feel like you have to take some steps within yourself to make it happen, to not worry about things, to not stress about things, to have that grounding energy, to maybe set boundaries with people. We have the Five of Cups, letting go of. She's pouring out the emotions. She's pouring out these cups, right? These cups here. So she's pouring those cups out and letting things go. There's something that you're holding on to that you have to let go of, that you have to just realize that in order to have that fulfillment, you know, like I've said before, where one door closes, another door opens. I'm not really sure if I like that light or not. I don't think I do. Sorry, off topic there. So pouring those things out, letting those things go. Who do you let into your inner circle and who do you not? Maybe before you used to let that person in, right? Because these pentacles were over here. Maybe before you used to let that person in, but now you want to change it where you want to keep that person at the distance, or you don't want to let that person in. Let's see, let's look at that Four of Pentacles. What is that Four of Pentacles? King of Wands. I almost feel like it's somebody who's very controlling, somebody from your past that's trying to come back into your life, or that's trying to, you know, knock at your door or communicate with you. But I feel like it's somebody who's very controlling. I feel like it's somebody who feels that they're powerful, somebody who kind of likes things the way they like them, right? Because that's what the King of Wands is. He's somebody who's very powerful, but he's kind of, he likes it the way he likes it. He's like stubborn, and he feels that he's in control, and he needs to be in control of you. So I feel like this is someone who's very overbearing. And you're like, you know what? I can't, I need to back away from that. I need to step away from that, right? Nine of Swords. You're worrying about your Ten of Cups, and you're worrying about happiness. I feel like you're worrying about, am I going to feel happy again? Am I going to feel positive again? Am I going to have my Ten of Cups? Am I going to feel emotionally better again? Because you're struggling so much with what's going on, and you're worried. Sometimes, you know, when you get in this Nine of Swords energy, you're like, will I ever laugh again? Will I ever smile again? Will I ever feel motivated again? Will I ever feel positive again? I feel like that's what you're worrying about, and it's almost like you're worrying about it so much is that you're blocking it, that you're concerned about it. But I feel like this also shows that, hey, there is a Ten of Cups coming in for you, and there is the Sun card, that you have to do that within yourself to turn that around, to focus on the 10 of Cups and focus on positivity. And I know that that's really hard. It's not easy when someone says, just be happy. It's like, are you kidding me? Like, do you have any idea what I'm going through? Like, I'm not happy. So it's not like a switch I can just turn on and off and be happy. Like, I know that. Trust me, I've been through there. I've been through that. But if you can try and find something that makes you happy, if it's in someone's energy, if it's in someone's presence, if there's someone that you help, that you feel helps motivate you or helps you to feel better. You know, if there's something that you like to do, maybe just going outside for a walk, or it's like going to the local store and getting some flowers and get a potted plant. I mean, I don't know. I'm just throwing ideas out there, right? And sometimes, you know, if that makes you happy, and sometimes it's that little thing that can help you to turn around and to get out of this Nine of Swords energy. It's just like, what makes you feel happy? And think about that and try to explore that and do that so that you can kind of turn that around and keep, you know, remember that feeling, okay, when I was positive, this is how it felt, and I want to get myself back there, that I don't want to keep myself in this Nine of Swords. All right, I want to look at this Ace of Wands. What to do, right? So I feel like these two here. Looking towards the future, right? Taking those steps. Justice card, Libra, things falling in your favor. What are those things that you can do for you, looking towards your future, right? What are those goals? Sometimes just writing those things down. Where do I want to go? What do I want to do? What do I want to have happen? Doing something for you. I feel like this is, what do you need? You need to do something for you. I feel like you haven't done something for you. Maybe it's going and getting your hair done. You know, sometimes when we get our hair done, that makes us feel better, or getting a manicure or a pedicure. I don't know, doing something getting a massage. Oh, that always feels good, right? Doing something for you that helps you to feel good, that maybe you haven't done that in a while. Something that you used to do that made you feel good. All right, so let's look at the Seven of Swords. You're not interested. Seven of Swords. Page of Swords. There's something difficult that you have to tell someone, and that's why you're almost like you don't want to look at them, because it's like you don't want to face them because there's something negative that you have to tell someone. Yeah, nobody likes to tell. Maybe it's a relationship that you've had with somebody that has been good in the past, but kind of you stepped away and you've kind of spent some time to yourself, and you're like, you know what, I'm not feeling that connection. I'm not feeling that excitement. I'm not feeling those emotions, those feelings, those butterflies that I used to. And there's something negative that you have to tell someone. And it's just like, no, I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. And maybe this all has to do with a relationship, that you're not feeling that spark, that you're not feeling that excitement within the relationship. And it has to do with this King of Wands, because you feel like that person is being overbearing, that you're feeling like you can't be you. Like I've said before, I always felt like that within a relationship, that you have to have your own independence within your relationship, because you have to fulfill your own needs, but then that also helps your relationship. That's just my personal thought, is that because you can't give yourself all the time to someone else and lose yourself in the relationship. And maybe that's what's going on here, is whatever this relationship is that you're losing yourself within that relationship, and you're just feeling dull. You're feeling unmotivated. You're feeling blah, even though you have all this beauty around you, but you're still feeling empty inside. You know, sometimes we have those people that we look at and we're like, well, how can they be sad? Because they have all of these things, or they have all this. You can have every materialistic thing in the world, but you can still feel empty. You can have all of these friends, and you can, know all of these people, but you still can feel empty inside. And that has to do with you fulfilling your own needs, that you looking out for yourself and finding your own happiness, like what makes you happy within yourself, and motivation within yourself. And maybe there's a relationship that you have with somebody that you feel that you either have to talk to them about them being controlling, or them not letting you be you, or you have something negative that you have to tell them, and you're like, no, I don't want to tell them anything negative, right? I don't want to deal with this, but I feel like it's kind of come to the point where you're like, okay, I have to deal with it. I have to look at it. I have to set boundaries, right? So let's look at this Page of Wands and the Wild Hunt, the Tower. This Page of Wands, what is this Page of Wands and the Wild Hunt? Emotions, feelings, cup overflowing, right? New relationships, new beginnings, reconciliation, emotional fulfillment. Okay, it has to do with your emotions, relationships, feelings, tearing down the walls, letting the sun burst out. And that's what I said over here, is that you're worrying about the sun, you're worrying about happiness, you're worrying about 10 of Cups, right? But in order for that's inside of this tower that wants to burst through. Again, emotions, feelings, relationships, having your cup overflow with happiness. I feel like that's what's going on there with that. We have the Moon, and then we have the Seven of Pentacles. Trying something new. We have the Lobster there that's going on to a new path. The Moon represents deception. It could be deception. Or being unclear, because I feel like you're unclear here, but you want that clarity, right? And then we have the Seven of Pentacles, kind of looking over things, waiting for things, taking a break from something, and finding your own clarity. I just feel like you're lost about something, you're confused about something, you're emotional about something, and you're struggling. So let's look at the bottom of the deck. Page of Wands, new beginnings, new starts, right? Starting fresh, new actions. I feel that you're ready to take action on this. I feel like this is something that you've been struggling with for a while, but I feel like it's kind of coming to the point where you're like, okay, I've gotten to the point where I want to make changes, that I have to do something for me. And that's a good thing. But we're not going to accept things, and we're not going to make those changes until we're at the point where we're fully ready to do those things, right? That we can say that all along. We can say, yeah, I'd like to do this, or I'd like to do that, or I'm not happy with this, or I'm not happy with that, or I need to do this. We can say that all we want, but it's like taking the actions to make it happen is the hardest thing, right? To actually take the steps and make the changes. That's where you really show yourself that, hey, I am ready for change. I do want change. I want things to be different. And I feel like that's where you're getting to, especially with the Ace of Wands, is you're ready to take actions. It's taking you a little bit. But once you start taking those actions, then we have the Ace of Cups. We've got the Ace of Wands. We've got the Ace of Cups. Aces are new beginnings, new starts, new actions, new feelings, new emotions. We've got the Ten of Cups. There's a lot of positive energy that is surrounding you, and you have to recognize it, you have to see it, you have to embrace it, and then take the actions to do things. You have to let go of what's holding you back. Is it yourself? Sometimes we get into our own negative energy and we're like, I'm finding reasons why not to do something. But this is one of those situations where you're finding the reasons to do something because you have so much good surrounding you. All right, let's close out with an animal oracle. Beautiful. Look at that beautiful peacock shining, right? Let it shine. Let yourself shine. You have a lot of bottled up energy, a lot of bottled up something, and let it shine. That's beautiful. I think that's perfect for this reading, is let yourself shine. Step up to the front, right? Step up to the front and let yourself shine. What makes you shine? What makes you feel like you want to shine, like you want to be out front? It doesn't mean you have to stand in front of people, but it just means that for you to glow, for you to feel happy, right? For you to be in this Ace of Cups. What motivates you, right? What makes you feel like you are that peacock that wants to spread your feathers and say, hey, I'm so proud of myself because I got past this situation, that I walked away from this Nine of Swords, right? That I took actions. I not only said it's something, but I actually took actions to make it happen. All right, this was a long one. Thank you so much for watching. As always, stay positive, stay safe, and I'll see you next time.